That blunt on the beat, baby.
Well, gentlemen, on behalf of the Millington West Ten Media, this past season, we've been doing this for about 10 years, something called the Power 10. Before the season starts, we have about 20-something teams we can cover in our coverage area. And we say these 10 teams are going to be ranked, and at the end of the year, only one team can be number one. So as the season played out, I had y'all ranked, I think, in the middle at the beginning of the season. And I was expecting y'all to kind of hover around the middle the whole year because you had Whitehaven on the schedule. Had to go to Kentucky and play a team that was ranked high up there. Haywood was on the schedule as well, so at least 3 or 4 losses. But after a 9-1 season, y'all proved a lot of people, including myself, to be wrong. I had egg on my face. So this gives me great honor and great pleasure to present this on behalf of West End Media and Millington Star and the coveted leader in all our papers to your head coach, Coach Calhoun, as our 2025 Dynamic Power 10 champions.
Yes, sir! You just got to look around. Where's my 12th graders at? Raise your hand, 12th graders. Guys on the way out. You got to understand, old 12th graders, not rising 12th graders. Look up here at those guys. You got to think about all the sacrifices they made. And leadership. Always doing the right stuff all the time. Nobody ever got down. Nobody ever gave up. When we're behind in a lot of those games, nobody ever quit. All right, that's what it's going to take to keep winning. Good job, y'all.
Come on, home! Quarterback! Come on, Monte! There we go.
Hi, it's Thomas Sellers Jr. here in our special presentation here on the campus of Munford High School for our Dynamic Power 10 champions for 2025. Who do we have here?
Kyle and Shard.
And you got some credentials, what positions did you play in?
I played D-line at Munford, of course.
Okay. Saw you in the backfield a little bit too.
Yeah, also H-back, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where are we heading off to?
Anderson State.
Okay, so there's the credentials there for this young man. Man, 9-1 in the regular season, 10-win season. But a lot of people, when they saw that schedule that came out, they're like, maybe 500, this and that. Did y'all hear the naysayers out there like me? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what are y'all thinking?
Just don't listen to the noise, stay focused, and take it one by one, week by week, and make sure you always get the dub, and of course have fun at the same time.
Now, the offense gets all the headlines. Mm-hmm. Y'all racking up some nice scores and numbers, so people looking at the rushing numbers and they, giving Starks all the credit and Dortch and all that, but talk about the line play. As you being the H-back, you're part of that line play. How important was that to this offensive success?
It's really important because, as you can tell, we ran the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So the guys in the trenches, it starts with them. It's a key role in the offense, and whatever we do, give a big thanks to the guys that stepped up and had a big role in that O-line.
Every once in a while, you get the ball handed to you. How did it feel when you got the ball handed to you?
Oh, I loved it. I loved every moment, every second. I wish I got it more, but like I said, it is what it is, team game. But I enjoyed every second of it.
Okay, now, your bread and butter is on that defensive line. Talk about the underrated, unappreciated defense. How would you describe y'all season this past year?
I say we had a really good season, especially, of course, I say we have the best D-line. Linebackers, just everybody doing their job is the key thing to success, and I mean, that's...
Well, we saw the scores and the results. Y'all win a lot of tough games. Sometimes against a really good team, we run down the list, Germantown, Whitehaven, Haywood, the team out of Kentucky. So this was not a light schedule at all. Some of the games were close, and y'all had to make a crucial stop or a key stop to get y'all to be 9-0 going into that Central game. What did it, talk about those moments where y'all had to come up big on the defensive side? Is that like a next man up mentality?
Yeah, it's just always be ready. Like, it's just play by play, take it play by play.
So, I think when you have time to look back on it, it'll all start to get clearer. But right now, it's still kind of in the moment. Because here it is, February. Now, we look at the poster with you on there. That's the Whitehaven game, shoving some guy out of the way. What was the most memorable game?
I'll probably say the Germantown game. I just like the environment, the crowd, and after, of course, we got the win, celebrated, and it was just a good time.
Two big heavyweights. So to close out things with you, Mr. Sharp, when I think back to like this season, it was a lot of breaks that y'all had to get to in order to get to 9-0, 9-1 in the regular season. Man, y'all killed that first playoff game. I think Kenwood is still shaking what y'all did to them.
Yes, sir.
But the way they played out the 5A bracket, Beech in the second round, that should have been y'all in the state semifinals.
Yeah.
Talk about that game. You know, it was being close. Y'all almost pulled it out. But what do you remember most from that game against Beech?
Just the environment. It was really crazy. Like I said, I barely could hear anything.
Wow. They do get loud up there.
It got loud up there, so it was just very special to me to go out there at least one more time with my teammates, and just wish we, of course, could have got the win, but that's how football is. You win some, you lose some. But like I am now, going to play at the next level and got another chance to play.
Hey, you get to add to the Munford legacy, not only through a wonderful season, but heading out to that next level. But hey, we're gonna give some of your other teammates a chance to talk about this past season. And I think we might catch up with you in a little while about your signing day. Appreciate you, Mr. Sharp.
Thank you.
Junior back in our special presentation of the Munford Cougars 2025 Dynamic Power 10 Champions. Who I have sitting here with?
My name is Deacon Hobbs. Was a senior O-line and D-lineman this year.
71?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think kids that went against you, last thing they saw was 7-1 before they disappeared in your block. So some of your accolades.
I was second team all region, and I was first team all Metro this year. Okay. And then I was in the Liberty Bowl All-Star game.
Wow.
I enjoyed myself. We won. Blue team.
You know, it's been a while since the blue team won, so it's good to see that this class right here brought back that gold ball to the blue side.
Yeah, and you know, I like to think that Munford having two O-linemen on there helped, and then Coach Calhoun, of course, big help.
I heard he was a defensive coordinator.
He was, but it's just the energy we bring to practice. I mean, we were going 100% every day, while everybody else in Memphis is going on Thursdays or like Wednesdays. They're going 50% or even just walkthroughs. So
I'm glad you mentioned that because it's the culture that y'all build here. We talked in the preseason, and you told me that an 8, 9, 10 win season was very possible for Munford. I thought you were crazy, but you proved me wrong yet again. What made you have that confidence? Is it the culture that Coach Calhoun has built here?
Well, I mean, it's not just the culture, but I mean, I genuinely believe there's nobody that can outwork us in this team. Like, there is nobody that wants it more, in Memphis at least.
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Wow, so where does the desire come from? Does it start with Coach?
I mean, he is a big part of it. I gave the coaches credit for developing me into the man that I've become, but they're definitely a big influence on the drive we all have. to be good. But it's not just that; it's also the players. Like when I was a freshman, the seniors, I looked up to them. I thought they were
They walked on water.
Yeah, I thought they were the greatest athletes ever. And you know, some of those guys were like Ethan Gullett was not even 6 foot.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if they had any linemen that were above 6 foot, but like maybe one.
Yeah.
So they weren't superstars, but they were hard workers.
Yeah.
And that's what I admire.
And y'all kept that championship pedigree going. How does it feel knowing that you're handing over something that is still cherished, polished, and that a lot of people desire? A lot of people see Munford as a place that they want to send their kids if they have football dreams. How does it feel that you help continue that legacy?
It feels good. To be honest, it's kind of scary because you're giving it away, so you're putting it in somebody else's hands.
Yeah.
So it's nervous.
Sound like a parent.
Yeah, it makes me nervous because I want them to keep doing good, but I have faith in them and I have faith in the coaches.
Okay, well, they learn from great examples. That weight room that we were just in, that's where it all starts, the foundation. What are some of the things that people don't see that it takes to have such a special season?
Well, I mean, doing hills after every day of summer practice, just running just because we need it, 100 push-ups, and 20 hills after a full day's practice during the regular season.
Wow.
Full lifts after practices. I mean, just putting in work, and maybe you're not hungry one day, but you force a meal down so you still get those calories and carbs in.
Wow. So man, it's a lot of dedication that people don't understand unless they go through it. And y'all went through a schedule that a lot of people, when they look at it on paper, they understood y'all faced a tough schedule because there was no slouches on that schedule. A lot of playoff teams, a lot of champions, and all across the Mid-South. Now, be honest with me, was there any game where you were nervous or doubted y'all?
The Woodford game, when we went up there.
It's Kentucky, okay.
Yeah, I was, at halftime, I was nervous, but we came out and we kept punching them in the mouth and we pulled it through, so.
Yeah, they remember the boys from Tennessee that came up there and beat them. So, now, the local games, which one the most memorable game closer to home?
Probably,
The Haywood?
yeah, probably the Haywood.
Man, that's a verified trip for a rural team. I think y'all the first ones to go down there during the regular season. Most people only go there when they're mandated through the playoffs. Y'all took on that challenge. What do you remember most?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed it because that was where I played my first SYS championship game.
Wow, okay.
So, I mean, I have memories on that field.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that wasn't just not the first one, but a lot of them were held on that field. So, it was nice to be able to go back there and play one more time.
And win.
And win. On their homecoming, too. Because that was the other thing. I went, before the game started, a kid passed me that was on their bench that had gotten hurt. And I said, well, now why did y'all schedule us for your homecoming? For real. Like, we're not a cakewalk. And he said, the coach said if we wanted to win in our homecoming, we had to fight for it, so.
Oh, wow. Coach Salisbury, who I think is stepping down, I think he's moving on to greener pasture. He does have that mentality. Him and Coach Calhoun cut from that same little slate of rock. We want our teams to earn things. So, but Mr. Hodge, you have definitely earned a legacy here with the great running backs that ran behind you and your line. They racked up those numbers, and a couple of them are still going to be around to rack up some more numbers. And hopefully they find good pathways like they did behind you and your O-line. But thank you for taking time and reflecting on this wonderful season.
Thank you.
Thomas Jr. here back, and we continue our reflection on the 2025 season for the Munford Cougars, Power 10 champions. And who do we have here?
I'm Kyler Dortch, Munford High School senior. First team All-Metro this year and first team All-Region 2 years in a row now.
Okay, now, he just told us off camera that he's the muscle. We got him represented. We got him pushing off the Kenwood guy off the frame. So yeah, you did a lot of everything. You threw the ball, ran the ball. Yeah. So talk about just Coach said 20. I need you to do this. You the man to do it.
Yes, sir. I mean, anytime Coach needs me to do anything, I'll be there for him to do it. Blocking, running, tackling, blocking punts, going out there, being the hitter on kickoff. That's probably my favorite job, honestly, being the hitter on kickoff. It's such an exhilarating thing to be able to sit there and run full speed towards somebody and you know they can't do much about it.
Yeah.
So you get to just go and go knock them out.
Yeah, man. Okay, I hate to bring up this, but I have to. It's part of the season. Y'all were 9-1, so the one team that got y'all was Central. I seen this happen to you a couple times. It happened to you at Millington. Big long touchdown run, and then we heard the whistle and it comes back. It happened against Central.
It did.
What were you thinking when you crossed the goal line, and then when they started to settle out that flag? What were you thinking?
I was mad. I was mad, but
I think we all were mad.
I couldn't be too mad at my lineman for holding it, because at the end of the day, it's a team job to win. And if we win as a team, we're gonna lose as a team too. So
what was one of those life lessons you get from a moment like that?
You got to be forgiving. You got to always be there for your brothers, for your family. I've sold a game. I've had a bad game before. My sophomore year, playoff game against Henderson. I sat there and I dropped the kick. For the game. They onside kicked it and I dropped it twice.
Wow.
And I hated it, and it felt real bad. So I understand how it feels to.
And that's one of those important life lessons. We all gonna have bad moments, and like, how do you bounce back from it? How do you rebound from it? Y'all rebound tremendously in the Kingsbury game. Talk about that effort, putting up 60 points against a quality team.
When we realized that we lost to Central, we were like, we don't want this to happen again, and we're gonna sit here, we're gonna work even harder in order to sit here and go through this playoff run and be able to make it to state. Obviously we didn't make it to state, but it was fun. It was always fun working with them, throughout the process, because we sit there, we have our moments during the day, like we don't want to work and all that. But at the end of the day, we ended up coming together as a team in order to sit here and try to make it through this playoff run.
Now, the run this past few years at Munford has been really special. We talk about the Jordan Bells and the Isaiah Cobbs, all those great players that come through. Now, a lot of people was waiting for this thing to fall off. And here comes you and your group, Turnage and all that. Talk about the skill guys, how y'all were not going to let the talent, the speed, all those things drop off. Y'all actually made it better.
So when we learned that we didn't have a quarterback and we had to switch to the offense that we're in now, we were like, okay, we got to figure out something. We got to figure out somebody who could throw the ball, who could run the ball, who could block. And it was really a long process of trying to get this offense down to how we have it now, how we perfected it, and how we perfected the run game. We might not pass the ball a lot, but when we do pass, it's always exciting, and we always get a completion.
Yeah. You're kind of like Jawan Jennings of the 49ers. Your completion percentage is pretty high. Now, a lot of people, how does it feel when you see other teams out there implementing some of what y'all do into their offense? Because I've seen it starting to pop up. I've seen it at Carterville. I've seen it at Southwind. How do you feel when y'all see other teams emulate?
It feels good, it's showing that what we do is the best, and obviously if you can't beat them, you got to join them.
Right, and y'all been very hard to beat. Now the mentality of your unique position, you can be quarterback at a moment's notice. You're doing the handoffs, and you got to direct this offense. But then, as we see in the picture, then sometimes you get out there and get the rebound. What's your mentality?
What's my mentality? Yeah. Go out there and go hit somebody as hard as you can. if I get the ball, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to go do my thing with the ball, I'm going to hit somebody with the ball too. If I have to, I'll throw my shoulder. But if I'm just sitting there and I have to block for all my teammates, any of my running backs, I'm going to make sure I block to my best capability.
Yes, sir. So, what's your favorite game from this past year?
Germantown.
Okay, we're going back to Germantown. What made it special for you?
I had a good touchdown that game. I had a really good touchdown that game, and I had some good blocks, had some good tackles, had a great defense and offensive game.
Now, I think we got that on Leah's lens. My daughter, she captured that. So I miss stuff because I take pictures and I be running my mouth on the sideline a lot of times. I can't even lie. So thank God that my daughter's there to capture those moments and things like that. So that was a fun game. 2 heavyweights, but y'all hit them with a couple haymakers there and they couldn't respond back. So, and I think y'all sent them into a tailspin the rest of the year. So, yeah, when you play at Munford, you're going to get socked in the jaw.
Always.
But the closeout thing, we're talking about legacy. And I asked the other guys, you know, I mentioned legacy to them, but I want you to try to define it for the class of 2026. What you guys left here at Munford, what do you think is going to be the lasting impact that your class made on Munford football?
We were always mentally tough and willing, and I've always tried to pass that down to all the underclassmen and try to tell them that sometimes you just have to step up and be a leader. You have to be hard on people. You can't always be loving to certain people. Sometimes you have to step up and be hard, be a leader, in order to sit here and build that legacy and support the team.
Well, Mr. Dorsch, we appreciate you taking time to put a nice bow on the player portion of this video. And hey, TikTok generation, sometimes you gotta go through some hardships. And I'm glad that you were poignant enough to explain how you overcome adversity. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
And as we get ready to conclude, I will introduce this gentleman right here, Mr. Slade Calhoun, the head coach of the Munford Cougars and the architect of the 2025 Dynamic Power 10 champions. Coach, I honestly didn't think I'd be presenting you this award at the beginning of the year because I saw your schedule. I'm just going to be honest. How did your young men navigate a 9-1 regular season?
I mean, they've done a great job of already talking about it, just being relentless. I mean, these guys, that's what I'm trying to stress to my younger guys now. My guys, my seniors on the way out are just relentless competitors and they're leaders. And I think I just saw an interview with Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, of course, the other day. He said leadership's lonely. You know, and you see him getting on all his teammates at the Lakers. Sometimes you got to tell people stuff they don't want to hear. But, you know, it's for the betterment of your teammate and these guys that you talk to and other guys, you know, Josh Rogers, Bryce Turnage, Kyler Dortch, Kylan Sharp, Deacon Hobbs, I could go on and on. I mean, they weren't afraid to call each other out. They would push each other in practice and push each other in the games. And you know, if you'd have told me at the start of the year we were going to go 9-1, I'd have said you're crazy. You know, that schedule was made to not go 9-1. Yeah. And the fact that, you know, that we won 9, should have probably won 10 and more, was just a testament to these guys and their hard work and just never giving up, and they would stick together through thick or thin. Nothing was too tough for them, and they're the guys that made it happen.
So what are you going to remember most about the 2025 season?
What am I going to remember most? The loss in the 10th game that cost us. I mean, you know, it cost us an undefeated season, which had only been done one other time by the 2022 team, and cost us a region title that would have made us 5 times out of 6 region champion, and it hurt us in the seeding in the playoffs. You know, by losing that game, we made our playoff road way harder than it had to be. You know, that's the one I'm never going to forget. That was going to eat at me for a long time, probably forever. But because I love these guys like they're my own, and anytime we lose a game like that, it just hits me personally because I feel like I let them down, and so that's why I'm never going to get over that one.
Well, after that game, you said stars up top, stars with me.
100%.
But that also goes the other way. This great culture, this championship tradition, the expectations being high, that also starts with you. How does it feel that these young men look up to you and appreciate what you poured into them, the sacrifices you make for them?
Well, I think it's important to set an example for kids. Just, you know, if in order for you to get what you want in life, you're going to have to work for it. And you know, I think if you're the captain of the ship, you know, you got to lead by example. And if you're never sick and you never miss and, you know, you're willing to do whatever, I think, you know, your players will follow you.
Get in that weight room.
Yeah, get in the weight room. That's why I posted something like that the other day. The general can't be afraid to be the first one over the wall if he's wanting his soldiers to follow him. Yes, and you can ask these guys, I'm not very fast, but I'm not afraid of those heels. And I can go up there and give you 100 push-ups anytime. You know, like, and I think you know, it just goes hand in hand. I think you get a lot of respect from kids, you know, that you're not afraid to get in there. Even when they've been punished for running sprints, I'll get in there and run the gassers with them. You know, I just don't. I think it's important to lead by example and not just be somebody blowing a whistle. And you know, that's how my high school coaches were. You know, they worked on the weekends. They brought us in on the weekends. I never remember any of them ever missing a day of school, day of work, day of practice for anything. And at the end of the year, at the end of your career, at the end of each season, I'm like, you know, Coach Larkey, Coach Saylor, they've given us everything they had. And they always told me, if you always do that, you know, you'll never have any regrets. You know, I would never want these guys to come back to a 10-year class reunion or something, like, man, our coach, he was such a slacker.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just kind of how I've always, you know, tried to operate my whole career.
That's all right. Coach, wrap things up with you on this video. Once again, thank you for opening up the doors to us and welcoming us in for this special presentation. And to wrap things up, Coach, what would you like to say to your class of 2026? And you know, I know you have a great appreciation and gratitude for them. What closing message would you like to say to them when they might pop this on in 5-6 years from now and reflecting on this special run that they had? What would you like to say to them?
Just thanks. I appreciate the commitment and appreciate the time and the trust. You know, we all trust each other. We're all really loyal to each other. And, you know, I think they were 36-4. I think that was their regular season record over 4 years, 38-8 total record. And, you know, I hope it was all worth it. And, you know, I appreciate them carrying on the legacy.
That wraps it up nicely. We want to appreciate Coach Calhoun and the Munford Cougar football program. And maybe we'll be here next year. You never know. But, hey, wonderful job, 2025 season for the Munford Cougars. And it's our honor to present you with the Dynamic Power 10 Championship. Congratulations.